Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and we've been hearing a lot about Hunter Biden from alternative medias because most of the mainstream medias have been completely covering up one of the biggest election stories in history. I believe this is bigger than Watergate because we have evidence coming out of these emails that have been confirmed by the FBI, by the Delaware State Police, have been confirmed multiple times over. The FBI had it in their hands all this time. Hunter Biden's lawyer went to the computer store in Delaware and tried to get the laptop back. My friends, this has been confirmed. There's no debunking this, and the fact that the media is covering this up is insanity, but it goes to show really who they work for. But on top of that, we have the guy with underage children, including his relatives, on his laptop. The video came out of him smoking crack and having sex and having foot jobs and stuff like that. All this crazy stuff comes out. Him working with the Chinese government to benefit his father when he was vice president of the United States. We have the stuff that regards Moscow and the Moscow mayor and their connection with Putin, yet they like to project and say that, of course, it's the Republicans only that are working with Putin. We have stuff from the Ukraine, Burisma. I mean, it's just so deep. And of course, Tucker Carlson interviewed the whistleblower who was a business associate of Hunter Biden's, who came out and talked about this stuff. And we also have news, by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention, of Jim Biden and the fact that they were trying to cover up, according to text messages, cover up Hunter Biden molesting a child and the mother coming out against him. But anyway, getting back to Tucker Carlson, we have this article out of Zero Hedge that says Hunter Biden documents mysteriously vanish from overnight envelope, Tucker Carlson says. And as the article goes into, a connection of confidential documents related to the Biden family mysteriously vanished from an envelope sent to Fox News host Tucker Carlson, the host said on Wednesday night. Carlson's team allegedly received the documents from a source on Monday. At the time, Carlson was on the West Coast filming an interview with Tony Bobulinski, a former business partner of Hunter Biden and James Biden. Carlson requested the documents to be sent to the West Coast. According to Carlson, the producer shipped the documents overnight to California using a large national package carrier. He didn't name the company, saying only that it was a brand name company. And I quote, "The Biden documents never arrived in Los Angeles. Tuesday morning, we received word from our shipping company that our package had been opened and the contents were missing," Carlson said. The documents had disappeared. And it says, damning Hunter Biden documents suddenly vanish, as Tucker Carlson wrote on Twitter. The company took the incident seriously and immediately began a search. Carlson said the company traced the package from when it was dropped off in New York to the moment when an employee at a sorting facility reported that the package was opened and empty. And I quote, "The company's security team interviewed every employee who touched the envelope we sent. They searched the plane and the trucks that carried it. They went through the office in New York where our producers dropped the package off. They combed the entire cavernous sorting facility. They used pictures of what we had sent so that searchers would know what to look for," Carlson said. And I quote, "They've searched far and beyond and they found nothing." And I quote, "Those documents have vanished," he added. "As of tonight, the company has no idea and no working theory even about what happened to this trove of materials, documents that are directly relevant to the presidential campaign just 6 days from now. Executives at the shipping company were baffled and deeply bothered by the incident," Carlson said. Carlson's interview with Bobulinski aired on Tuesday night. In the interview, Bobulinski opined that Joe Biden and the Biden family are compromised by China due to the business dealings of Hunter Biden and James Biden. Joe Biden has not publicly responded to Bobulinski's allegations, but during a presidential debate on October 22nd, said he had not taken a penny from the foreign source ever in my life, he said. Bobulinski provided more than 1,700 pages of emails and more than 600 screenshots of text messages to Senate investigators and handed over to the FBI the smartphones he used during his business dealings with the Bidens. The documents detailed a failed joint venture between a billionaire tied to Chinese Communist Party and a company owned by Hunter Biden, James Biden, Bobulinski, and 2 other partners. While the corporate documents don't mention Biden by name, emails sent between the partners suggest that either James Biden or Hunter Biden had held a 10% stake for the former vice president. In the email, the stake is assigned to the big guy, who Bobulinski says is Joe Biden. Now, this is huge news, absolutely huge, very much equivalent to the huge news of Hillary Clinton working with Ukraine and Hillary Clinton working with Russia and Hillary Clinton working with the Chinese Communist Party and her paying mentally ill people to beat up Trump supporters back in 2016, which in effect actually led to a lot of her biggest supporters, including people that worked with her, coming out against her. Now, of course, elections are all shams, and good ideas don't require force. I'm a voluntarist, so I don't support anybody for president. I support myself overall, just being able to, defend myself and take responsibility over my own life, be self-sufficient. But to ignore this kind of stuff really shows the heart of the conspiracy to completely manipulate the minds of the people, and it's working. Because if you share half this stuff on Facebook, most people on the other side who call Russia without any evidence about Trump see this kind of stuff and they just think, oh, it's a smear campaign, it's BS, it's nonsense. It's literally proven, oh, it's debunked. Yeah, because mainstream media keeps just saying it's debunked. They've redefined debunked as the opposite. It's Orwellian doublespeak, my friends. And the fact that this is just being glossed over says everything you need to know about how completely controlled the media is. They say, oh, Operation Mockingbird, the CIA's control of the media, ended in the 70s. Right. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it just ended in the 70s. Even CBS producers from the 80s and 90s said it was still happening then. And it would be so stupid to believe that the mainstream media isn't continuing to be controlled by these oligarchs. So, of course, we're witnessing such blatant censorship today, and they're getting away with it because no one says anything. It's an incremental frog boil. They stepped it up so much to the point where they just hide stories that are absolutely huge news for an election. And that says that basically they control the media, they control the minds, and people just sit there and take it. And then we're stuck just talking in independent media about it. And then people say, oh, I don't trust independent media. I trust these guys that get billions of dollars from big pharma companies to tell me what's right and wrong. It's just like the brainwashing is so sophisticated, yet at the same time, it's so blatant and it's so obvious to anyone with two brain cells to rub together. The New York Post article was just completely hidden from Twitter. Completely hidden. They said, Jack Dorsey said, well, we have a policy on hacking, which we now reversed because it was, too much censorship. It's like, okay, but you guys didn't have that policy when it was hacks regarding Trump, which, by the way, I'm all for anything about the government being hacked coming out because it should be transparent. Government is organized crime. But for them to pick sides on that really shows that they're trying to manipulate the minds of the masses. And who are they manipulating it for? Who do they work for? Everyone should be asking that question. I think it's clear. Chinese technocrats, the deep state as they call it, global shadow governments, whether it be China, Israel, Britain, you name it, Saudi Arabia. There are people entrenched in media and every part of the establishment to remove to give out official narratives, tell people what to think, what to buy, how divisive to be under the guise of being anti-divisive. They actually clash people against each other, misdirect people, and distract people from the real enemies of mankind, the government, and these deep state operatives, and instead cause people to clash together, attack each other, and fight each other as all these evil misers stand above and rub their hands together and laugh and scoff at the stupidity of the masses. And yes, I say masses, not people, because the masses are the brainwashed masses. The people are individualistic. They should be separated as far as defining factors go. So anyway, really appreciate everyone watching this. We'll continue to cover this story as this pedophile, disgusting piece of shit, Hunter Biden, is not held accountable for the fact that he's clearly molesting kids, doing crack naked in front of his niece, by the looks of it, having sex with his dead brother's widow, who then he cheated on with another prostitute. Can't make this stuff up. While his father, who has been groping people, adults and children alike, for decades and sniffing kids, and has people like Tara Reid coming out against him, and people just totally cover it up because the left only cares about this kind of stuff and believe all women only when it's like, on the right. It's absolutely sickening what we're witnessing. Biden was also involved, obviously, heavily in pushing for war in the Middle East, which led to, as some people specify, the burning pits, which then led to his own son, Beau Biden's cancer, which ended up killing him. Real nice guy. Anyways, I really appreciate everyone watching today. And until next time, make sure to check those links below. Hit that like button. Check all those links. We got a Bitcoin address coming up right away for you to be able to support us, as we were completely deleted off of YouTube for telling the truth. Again, more censorship and control of the narrative. You can find us. You can join our newsletter at www.iambanned.com. Go find me Patreon, subscribe, star Bitcoin, our CoinTree address or link showing all our different cryptocurrencies, all linked below. We really appreciate anything you guys can do to help, because we need it now more than ever, my friends. And of course, you can find our Teespring store below, and find us, of course, on just BitChute, LBRY/Odysee, as well as Flote.app. We really appreciate all the support we can get at this crazy time. Really an interval and a byway, basically, with global humanity as we know it. We need to fight now or forever hold our peace, be individualistic, and live free, live by example, disobey, just be free, be responsible, be self-sustainable, my friends. Anyway, until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
Hi, this is BitChute, the Liberty Advisor. And if you're looking for a financial advisor who gets it, who knows what's going on, I'm here at Jekyll Island, Georgia. Right behind me is the Jekyll Island Club, which is where the plan for the Federal Reserve was hatched in 1910 and ultimately put into place December 23rd, 1913. Now, most advisors have no idea about the Federal Reserve. They have no idea, the insidious nature of it, and and more importantly, they don't know how to protect you and your family's money. And really, it's not even about your money. It's about your quality of life. It's about putting you on a path to be able to protect yourself for what's coming down the future. Now, if you don't know the past, you're not going to be able to know what's coming down the pipeline. They put all the clues out in front of us. It's very obvious what's coming. But for most advisors, I would say probably 99% of them, they have no idea what's going on. They're incentivized to not talk about this stuff. They're not allowed to talk about this stuff, and even if they would be allowed to talk about this stuff, they're not, because it's not great for business. Well, I'm a guy that's been putting myself out there for over a decade to try to help you and your family put you on a better path. So if you have an old 401k, an old IRA, you're about to retire, please check out thelibertyadvisor.com. You can see all the different ways that I am different from the average advisor who's out there, so that way we can help put you and your family on a much better path towards achieving all of your retirement goals. Thank you.